Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hildibrand adventures. Previously, we successfully apprehended the wolf burglar and recovered that sword, the Soboro Sukahiro. And we handed it over to Yojimbo, the professional bodyguard. But alas, although we were able to put the wolf burglar into prison, Yojimbo, it turns out, was a thief all along. He has made off with the sword, and the hunt continues, but at least Shigure here, our companion, has accomplished his dream of joining the Sekisegumi, so hopefully he has put its resources to good use and has a lead for us. Now, so before we begin, actually I need to come clean. I actually already recorded this segment once. I recorded all these quests, I got to the next endpoint, and was like, yeah, I'm proud of that. And then when I went to go edit the footage, I realized to my horror that my microphone was not working the entire time. So I just sat there for an hour doing nothing, but it's awful. So I had to spend about 20 minutes catching back up, because, due to the way New Game Plus and Final Fantasy XIV works, I had to start the Stormblood chapter of Hildibrand over from the beginning. That was unfortunate. Hopefully, it never happens again, ever. Now then. The Black Heart Beneath. Alas, Shigure seems utterly devoid of hair and hope. You look well, Zephyria. I pray your adventures have not been too taxing. As for myself, the search for the Soboro Sukahiro, as well as Yojimbo, continues. Would that I could claim even a measure of progress. Ah, Shigure, there you are! We thought perhaps to find you inside, my bald man, but I see you are here, and in the company of my stalwart assistant. Bald? You of all people should... Having failed to seize upon new information of value or even passing relevance, we were in the midst of reconsidering our investigative strategy. But tell me, have you word of Jim and our missing sword? Jim? Who is... Oh, yes, Yojimbo. No, as I was just telling Zephyria, I have made no progress since last we spoke. You seem distressed, Shigure. If you yet pine for your lost locks, then pine no longer, for we have brought you a hair tonic of preternatural effectiveness. Really? Well, that is actually a very considerate gesture. Thank you. Why not try it right now? Aye, the sooner the better, perhaps. I say, to meet with Master Zombiebrand and his bosom companions yet again. Truly, the kami have been kind to me. 'Tis always a pleasure to see a man of the old horde, but were you not bound for Eorzea? Were you yet in the Far East? Indeed, I had thought to return home to rejoin my brothers, and to that end did I call upon a local fisherman to secure passage. 'Twas from him that I heard a tale most fascinating which compelled me to stay. A Funa Yure, a far eastern variety of undead, had been seen wandering in an isle shore. As my previous attempts to recruit fellow zombies had met with failure, I thought, why not broaden my criteria and appeal to this ghost in the spirit of camaraderie? Alas, it is a most elusive query. Rather shy, it would seem. I sought to learn more of the Funa Yure by questioning the people of this city, but have been unsuccessful thus far. I see. I realize this is sudden, but in your inquiries did you hear mention of Jim? Jim. I fear I have heard naught of that particular Far Eastern spirit, though to be honest not all have been willing to entertain my company, perhaps due to my undead nature. It pains me to hear that, in this world, there remain people prejudiced against the living impaired. You seek this gem, Master Zombibrand. If so, I should be glad to help. Grateful as we would be, it might be wise to change your attire. The people's reluctance to speak with you may be due to your passing resemblance to a certain wolfish fugitive who, until recently, terrorized the city. Oh, how careless of me. I shall change into something less conspicuous at once. Then it is settled. When at first you don't succeed, make inquiries again. Let us split up and speak with the men and women of Kugane. I doubt we learn anything new, but it's worth a shot. So that's it? Everyone is simply going to ask after Jim again? I mean, if it so happens to lead to something, well, that's all well and good, but... yeah, when you put it that way, our odds don't seem too good. Hello, small child. Yojimbo, you say? The name does ring a bell. Oh yes, now I recall. The Lupin fellow was asking after him as well, though that was some time ago. He's since been detained by the Sekisugumi. The Lupin, not your Yojimbo, that is. Not that I can imagine why. He's no criminal. Why, when I told him of how my mother had taken ill, he gave me the koban to purchase her medicine without me asking her anything. They say he's done terrible things, but a man like that? No, I refuse to believe it. If there's any justice in this world, he'll be set free. Might be dealing with a Robin Hood-like figure. Maybe. Hard to say. Let me guess. You're searching for a man named Yojimbo? The Sekisugumi questioned me about him not long ago. Very desperate to find him, they were. I doubt they will receive much help from the populace at present, though. Why, you ask? Surely you've heard. The Kugane wolf burglar has been arrested. Despite what the wealthy elite would have you believe, he is no demon deserving of the harshest sentence. If anything, he is a hero to the downtrodden, having shared his spoils with the least among us. If you ask me, the Sekisugumi ought to take a closer look at the merchants he targeted. Akebono, in particular, has been at the center of many dark rumors. Anyway, in light of the wolf burglar's detainment, many are less than willing to aid the Sekisugumi in their activities. And unfortunately, if they suspect you to be working with them, you too may find your overtures rebuffed. Uh-oh. It seems the wolf burglar has captured the heart of the people. Oh, you're also pursuing that Yojimbo fellow? The Sekisugumi were asking after him the other day. I'll tell you what I told them. I've never heard the man. And just between you and me, even if I did know something, I don't know if I would want to tell them. You know the Kugane wolf burglar? The one they locked away? Rumor has it they intend to inflict upon him terrible punishments for his so-called crimes. Madness, I tell you. Madness. Every single one of the burglar's victims were among the most notorious scoundrels of the city. Greedy merchants with no scruples whatsoever. What's more, everything he stole he gave to the poor and needy. And yet they decry him as a villain. Fools! Uh-oh. That throws a wrench into the plan, doesn't it? Well, maybe the others have heard something else. I see. And what have you learned, Zephyria? Apparently a certain Lupin is rather well loved. Huh. I had no idea the plight of the wolf burglar weighed upon the minds of so many. What exactly did they say? A hero to the poor and downtrodden? A criminal who simply gave away his hard-won spoils? This is all quite unexpected. But whatever aspersions they may cast upon his victims, the law is the law. Even disreputable merchants are deserving of fair and equitable treatment. To ignore their plight is to let the mob decide their fate. That said, to hear that some may withhold information in protest is cause for concern. As a man of the Sekisagumi, I cannot help but feel conflicted. If I may, Shigure, it might be best to dress in less conspicuous clothing, at least for the time being. I hate to say it, but that is a sensible suggestion. Surprisingly, perhaps I should make use of my old kimono. Yet even if I were to do so, my face is already known. They would mark me as a Sekisagumi and perhaps even resent my attempts to deceive them.
I've got an idea. Why not ask the wolf burglar? If he's so popular with the people, who knows what secrets they've told him?
Ask the wolf burglar. If both he and Yojimbo had designs on the Soboro Sukehiro, then it's possible they might know one another. Well done, Nashu! I was but mere moments from reaching the selfsame conclusion. It's settled then. Let us go and question the prisoner without further delay. Greetings and well met, comrade. If I might have a moment of your time. That we might ascertain the whereabouts of the fugitive Yojimbo, we wish to speak with the Kugane wolf burglar. Will you permit us to enter? Certainly, Shigure. If it will aid in your investigation, follow me. Well, that was easy. I trust you are enjoying your hospitality. I come bearing questions.
Questions, eh? For little old me, you say?
Following your arrest, the Ronin Yojimbo absconded with the Soboro Sukehiro you stole from Master Akebono. He remains at large. We have reason to believe the sword was his objective all along. Given that it was yours as well, I thought you might know something of the man and his motive.
Everyone knows that sword's worth a bloody fortune and then some. But finding a buyer for a masterpiece as famous as the Soboro Sukehiro, especially after word of its theft has spread far and wide, well, good luck with that, says I. Why, they'd surely have to avail themselves of the services of certain disreputable folks with whom I happen to be intimately acquainted. I'd be happy to introduce you lot, as soon as you set me free.
What? Absolutely not. That is out of the question.
Then we've got nothing more to discuss. Best be on your way.
Now, Shigure, let us not be too quick to judge. If the goodly men and women of Kugane are willing to trust in his good intentions, then perhaps we should as well. An awful lot of people were willing to vouch for his character. If what they say is true, then it would be wrong to see him hanged. I will propose to my superiors that you be temporarily released into our custody for the purposes of our investigation. Should you abide by the terms of our arrangement, you may receive leniency. What say you?
I say you've got yourself a deal, Baldy. Will they even consider my proposal, though? The deliberations alone may prove time-consuming, and if they refuse... Remind me, Nashu, do you have that hair tonic on you? I sure do, Inspector! Now's as good a time as ever to try it, don't you think? Here, in the jail? Well, far be it from me to refuse. Remember to use the whole bottle, my good man. Pour it over your head until not a single drop remains. Oh, he's ready. That seems rather wasteful, but if you insist... I feel strange. Like my scalp is... Oh, by the kami! Shigure, are you alright? I heard you shouting. The light! It binds them! They are too many! And turn and flex and shake and bounce. Perfection! Rejoice, my goodly burglar, as I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have liberated you from your unjust imprisonment. Now see here, Inspector. Was he always blonde? I don't think he was always blonde. Huh? What happened? Has the prisoner escaped? Still in his cell, I see. But what in the world was that blinding light? 1,000 pardons. One of my associates was, carrying small explosives, one of which detonated unexpectedly. I, of course, bade her take the others outside immediately for safety's sake. I believe that explains that, yes? Yes, right then, if you'll excuse me. Yes, of course. Very good. Wait, when did Shigure regrow his hair? You know, now that I am actually replaying this a little, it occurs to me, I think Shigure coming back blonde retroactively makes a previous thing in this series a gag. Elazar, that bald man who we gave the first batch of hair tonics to, when he regrew all his hair, it was blonde. And I didn't think anything of it, because, yeah, sure, whatever, that's his natural hair color, but Shigure was not a blonde before. Meaning we can probably take that to mean Elazar was not blonde either, and this hair tonic is changing people's natural hair color. Interesting. How we managed to escape undetected, I have no idea. I can but pray that our ruse will remain intact. The wolf burglar led the others into the waterways below. We should follow. Yes, we should. I'll take a shortcut. Been down here before. If so, you might have met my friends already. A contemptible lot, all Kugani's cast-offs. If anyone's heard a peep from your quarry, it'd be them. Come on then, don't be shy. Oh, you're looking well for a rat bastard. Takes a wolf to know a rat. Ha! To what do we owe the pleasure? And more importantly, how'd you slip free of the Sekisugumi's noose? With my dashing good looks and my silver tongue, how else? But never you mind that, I need information, Koju. Do you now? Or is the Sekisugumi at your shoulder the one asking questions? No need to give the lad a hard time. He did right by me, and I mean to return the favor. You mean you're helping him? Have you gone mad? Well, even if I have, it's nothing you and yours need worry your pretty little heads over. Give us a hand and we'll get out of your hair. Wolf's honor. They're not a bad bunch, really. Most tried to make it living on the straight and narrow. Some even had the mind to join the Sekisugumi like you, but were found wanting for this reason or that. When honest work's no longer an option, that leaves the other sort. The dangerous, the disreputable, the dirty. Somebody's got to do it, and so these industrious souls pick up the slack. Maybe they're not the cream you'd prefer to hobnob with, but while you're in their company, I'd ask that you comport yourselves with modicum of civility. I should like to believe I have done just that. You'll forgive me if I've given you any reason to think otherwise. See? Fast friends, we all are. Right then, we're after a bloke what goes by the moniker of Yojimbo. Heard tell of the man? Yojimbo? No, can't say it rings a bell. Oi, any of you know a fellow by the name of Yojimbo? Well, there you have it. Might be different if he had a bounty on his head. What did he do anyway? Piss in the Bugyo's rice porridge? Ha! If only. Stole the Soboro Sukahiro, he did. Bugger me, that's a beauty. Wonder why, though. Finding a buyer, even though through the black market, would be a challenge and a half. And if he'd even put out the word he was looking, we'd have heard about it by now. To come all this way and leave with nothing. Here, let's not call it a day just yet. Assuming this Yojimbo didn't steal the sword for the challenge, there's only two reasons he'd take it. To sell it, or to keep it. And if it's not about the money, then I doubt this is his first prize, or his last. Hark! My keen inspector sense whispers and speaks of a thieving collector of swords. Yes, there can be no mistake. Aye, what he said, I suppose. If he's a collector, then only the best will do, which means his next target might be... Oh, I don't know, the Ame no Murakumo? Wait, the Ame no Murakumo? But I thought that was nothing more than a fairy tale. Do you mean to say the fabled sword of Eld actually exists? A giant kami tried to kill me and my friends with it, but I deflected the blow. It was cool as fuck. I remember that day when the seas parted for we and we alone. Oh, the revelry. You what? I have so many questions, but first, where did this all happen? Housed within the Kojin of the Red's treasure vault, eh? If that's the case, then it seems to me you ought to continue your search in the Ruby Sea, no? It might well be the best place for us to look. In that case, let us brook no further delay and head to the Ruby Sea at once. Well, the tiniest scrap of a lead to go on, but it's better than nothing. If it's legendary swords and the like your man's after, he could do a lot worse than the Ame no Murakumo. Come, my friends, the Ruby Sea awaits! I can't wait to get back out there so I can enjoy the sun and the surf. It's like I said, they've good hearts, each and every one of them. Sometimes fate deals you a bad hand, and you've got no choice but to make the most of it. To think that the Ame no Murakumo is not only real, but that it has brought to bear against you and yours by a kami of unfathomable strength. In any event, we now know where we might search, the Ruby Sea. Before I may leave, however, there is a matter of great import to which I must attend. Well, perhaps great import is something of an overstatement. I speak of the inspector's earlier advice concerning my garments. I will meet you at the Ruby Price after I have changed. Pray go on ahead without me, I insist. Good swords, good dogs. Truly, there is no rest for the righteous, or whatever term one might use to describe Hildibrand Helidor Maximilian Manderville. All set for another trip into the glittering westward expanse. I know I am. Let us hop aboard the next ferry to the Ruby Price and wait for Shigure there, as he requested. Come along. Well, if we're to deal with the Kojin of the Red, that means turtle people. Oh joy. He ought to be here any minute now. I can't wait. If you had the sword and sold it, what would you do with the money? Just out of curiosity. I won't tell anyone. Probably just stock up on crystals. I always run out so fast. Oh, it's Shigure! Over here! Over here! By the kami, I thought you were someone else at first. Well, since it was suggested that I should wear something other than the garments of the Sekisagumi for a time, I paid a visit to Kugane Dori and purchased something completely unlike my usual attire. It's quite the change, but very much for the better if I do say so myself. I didn't realize you could be so fashionable. Fashionable? Please, Nashu, you give me too much credit. I'll say, that getup with those Zori, I don't see that becoming a trend. What are those? Does that mean dated these days? I don't know if it is. I'm 30. I'm old. I don't know what's hip with the kids. Not that it matters. We didn't come here to mess about, eh? We've got a collector to catch. Assuming he's after the Ame no Murakumo, then we've got to get to the Isle of Zeki. Any ideas? I know a thing or two about that. By air or by underwater passage, eh? Bit more tricky than I thought. Without the blessing of the Kojin, the latter seems almost impossible. What about that bird of yours? Montoro, was it? After what the inspector did to him. He'll be keeping a wide berth, I reckon. Assuming he's even fit to fly. It was a somewhat traumatic experience for all involved, yes. Forgive me my bluntness, my wolfish compatriot, but it occurs to me that we have yet to hear your motives for attempting to steal the Soboro Sukahiro from Master Akebono. Did not Koju say that selling such a blade would be extraordinarily difficult? It's not stealing to take back what was stolen. That black-hearted bastard Akebono prized it from the hands of its rightful owner. He was a humble samurai who lived a humble life, devoid of most luxuries. A righteous man who'd never turn his back on those in need. Certainly not a young Lupin boy who'd fled Doma during the occupation. The two lived as father and son, with few comforts save each other's company. And then one day a merchant came calling, asking after the samurai's sword, asking him to part with his one prized possession. But a sword is a samurai's soul, and he'd sooner die than sell it, even for a fortune. But the merchant, he's not the sort to go quietly into the night. He changes tack and worms his way into the samurai's affairs. Small sums at first, but bigger than bigger. Before he knows it, the samurai owes the merchant a veritable mountain of coin, and so he pledges his blade as collateral. The samurai worked day and night to reclaim his honor, but while strong in spirit, he was weak in body. He fell sick and soon after passed away, leaving his Lupin charge alone in this unjust world. All this time, you were only... He left Kugane for a time and returned years later from Yensha, having learned the ways of the shinobi that he might honor his adoptive father by helping others as he had helped him as a child. A chivalrous guise for a personal vendetta, perhaps. More than anything, he yearned to reclaim the samurai's sword, the last surviving memento of their time together, that he might wear it with pride. All this time, Master Akebono was your main objective. When you broke into his shop in the Rakuza district, you were searching for the Soboro Tsukahiro. You kept a close eye on him, even as you continued to target other disreputable merchants, that you might drive him to take additional measures to protect the sword, knowing that in so doing he would eventually reveal its location. Then it is settled. The Soboro Tsukahiro must be returned to its rightful owner. Hey, if it's so hard for people to reach the Isle of Zeki, how was Yojimbo planning to get there? That I do not know, but regardless, if he was headed there, someone must have noted his passing. I say we question the pirates of Sakazuki and see if they have observed any traveler resembling Yojimbo of late. We are of the same mind, Shigure. To Sakazuki, post haste! Come, let us commence the questioning. After you. So polite. Oh, I remember you. Looking for more dead men? A rail-thin samurai with a wide-brimmed hat and oversized gita. A traveler like that would not escape my notice. Which is to say, I'm confident I haven't seen him. Sorry to disappoint you. Not at all, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. As I said before, my good woman, when at first you don't succeed, make inquiries again. Let us away. That, gentleman from earlier, something about him was disturbingly familiar. Reminiscent of that dead fellow I spied on the boat a while back. And they do have the same hairstyle, don't they? Oh, I see Shigure. That was easy to miss. Who could have guessed that the wolf burglar would have such a tragic backstory? Maybe I misjudged him. Who's to say? I see Nashu. She's having better luck. Honestly, I think he looks better in his new outfit than the Sekisugumi one. That's a brave opinion. I can't say I agree. Onward into the next potential witness, I say. What was that? Lanky samurai with a large hat? As it happens, I spoke with a traveler like that. Had a dog with him, too. Sure enough, he had a mind to head to the Isle of Zeki. Couldn't imagine why, what with the Red being as unwelcoming as they are, and there being no place to dock a boat. I told him as much, but he shrugged it off and went on his merry way. Come to think of it, did I see that dog of his not long ago? On the beach below, wandering about, I hope he didn't abandon him. You have been tremendously helpful. 1,000 thanks to you. Surely the canine in question is Daigoro. We must gather the others and search for Jim's beloved companion at once. And that guy was really helpful. Huh. Daigoro! Here, Daigoro! Oh, I think I see him over there. Huh. Maybe he doesn't like us anymore? Now. You just got to give the pup the right incentive is all. Incentive? Surely it can't be that simple. See for yourself. Bork. Sniff, sniff. Bork. So that's all it takes to win him over, eh? A single koban? Greedy little thing. Hush, Shigure. Daigoro is a good dog, and now he will lead us to his master. Bork. He is a good doggy. He rips the throats out of fiends every day. It's him, Jim.
This is quite a fix indeed.
Bork.
Daigoro, what are you doing here? Thought I told you to wait for me. Hildy!
Jim, my good man. You rapscallion. You've nowhere to run. Cease your shenanigans and relinquish the Soboro Sukihiro at once.
I will do no such things. Ever since I was bested by your tight-lipped associate over yonder, I yearned for an opportunity to redeem myself. And so I set about searching for stronger swords with which I might bring my everything to bear. I thought to claim victory with the Amai no Murakumo in hand, but if circumstances demand we settle this here and now, then so be it.
Round 2? Stay your hand, my friend. Though I know you only mean well, securing the sword is a grave responsibility which falls to... I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, will resolve this conflict and reclaim the sword. Prepare to be amazed as the Soboro Sukihiro is delivered into my waiting arms. Daigoro! Oh, Daigoro! Come here and let Hildy give you a great big belly rub!
Daigoro, you will do no such thing.
Ye gods, he's rich!
What? Betrayed?
The inspector does come from a wealthy family, so maybe he smells of money? Until you surrender the Soboro Sukihiro, I will give Daigoro the most furious of belly rubs, thereby depriving you of the pleasure. Such is my ultimatum.
Daigoro! Daigoro, return to me this instant! Oh, fie on it. You win. The sword is yours.
My god, it worked! By the kami! Can't believe that actually worked. Inspector Hildibrand's powers of negotiation are most impressive. Mommy! Boy, some of those sound effects were gnarly. He'll be fine. Good dog.
Wait, where is the Soboro Tsukihiro?
Right where it belongs.
You fiend! Return it at once!
Solemn Sekisugumi? Uh-oh. That's far enough, all of you.
Bugger me, where did they come from? Bah! This isn't over.
Shigure, what is this I hear about you setting free a notorious fugitive? Explain yourself at once. Well, you see, Inspector Hildibrand and I, in order to track down Yojimbo and the Soboro Tsukihiro, we needed to enlist the assistance of the wolf burglar. To that end, we removed him from the jail. Temporarily, of course. We have every intention of returning him to his cell. And how do you intend to do so when your prisoner has taken flight? Shigure, I charged you with aiding and abetting a criminal in their escape. Be reasonable. You knew full well that everything Shigure did was to achieve a greater good, to uphold the law of the land. We will return with the Soboro Tsukihiro and the wolf burglar, I swear to you. Does my word count for anything? Your actions in service to the Sekisugumi are not unknown to me. Nevertheless, Shigure must be held to account for his. To make an exception at your request would only compound the offense. No man is above the law, not even our own. Well, that's not good. First Yojimbo, then the wolf burglar, and now Shigure. It's so much quieter when it's just the three of us. What a miscarriage of justice to see our Shigure spirited away like a common criminal, in complete disregard for the extenuating circumstances. It falls to us to find a way to right this wrong, but this is no place to devise a plan. To Kagane, my friends! You heard the man? Away we go. It's so lonely without everyone else around. Hope they're doing all right.
Oh, my good woman, I hardly know where to begin. Ever since our return, I have been racking my brain trying to conceive of a means by which we might free Shigure from his predicament, but to no avail. By absconding with the sword, the wolf burglar has done us no favors, and yet I do not think this tale of the samurai and Akebono was a lie. My keen inspector's sense tells me that the many threads of this tale are converging upon a single point not far from now, in which all truths shall be laid bare for all to see.
Car, that's what I'd like to hear. And I agree, I don't think the wolf burglar is bad at all. Once the Sekisugumi realize that, they're sure to let Shigure off the hook, don't you think?
I most certainly do, Nashu. Furthermore, I say that to hasten this most desirous of resolutions, I must begin investigating Master Akebono at once. Hold the fort while I'm gone, my stalwart assistant.
Yes, sir, Inspector. I don't know what he's about, but I'm sure it'll be brilliant.
Quest complete. Uh-oh. That's not good.
I suppose this day was bound to come. No matter. Soon there will be nothing in this world beyond my grasp.
That bodes ill. Uh-oh. Hildibrand will return in The Past is Never Past. See you, Inspector. And so ends another chapter in the saga. In fact, I think the very next video should be the conclusion of the Stormblood chapter, and that's pretty exciting. I remember it being very climactic, a very memorable fight, indeed. So, hope you're looking forward to that. I know I sure am. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be great. So yeah, once we're done with Stormblood next time, after that, there's going to be one full-length series for Hildibrand, just one more to go in a future expansion. And then following that, it'll finally be time for a brand new portion of Hildibrand that I have not seen yet. Of course, it's only going to have like one video for it when we get there, so I'll have to put this Let's Play on hold after I finish it, but yeah, moving forward, this Let's Play will be a continuing thing. I'll come back to every time there's a new installment added to the game in the patch. So that's nice. God, I love Yojimbo. Like, he's kind of a goober in this questline, but his badass factor from Final Fantasy X and his design carry him so hard. I love Yojimbo. I love Daigoro. They're cool. I hope that... the zombie. The gentle dead man. He's in the cell, but the ruse was
eventually caught, it seems, so I hope the zombie is okay. I wonder what he's doing. Well, I guess that settles it. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more of the Hildibrand adventures. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.